Hi, I'm Kevin Mahan.
And I'm Sam Chaplin.
I host the Attitude Era podcast.
And I haven't seen any films.
And welcome to Cinema Swirl. Hello everyone, welcome to Cinema Swirl, and we're traipsing through Tinseltown and watching more movies that Sam has not seen. Hello everyone, once again, I'm Kevin, joined by my OTP, Sam Chaplin.
Hello.
And no, you're not in heaven, it's just episode number 27.
There we go.
There we go there, and today's episode is The Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
It's our first recording of 2017. How's the old 2K17 been treating you then?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How so?
Everything seems fine.
Yeah.
The world is a happy place full of everything going well.
I think a lot of people thought that 2016 they thought was quite bad.
Yeah.
Because I think people were just focused on the end of 2016 when it would have been a lot of cold weather. And now it's 2017 and it's sunny, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much like, it's, you know, you wake up every morning and kind of go, oh, there's the sun. It's going to be all right, like, it's fine, you know. We were just, you know, shrouded in a bit of darkness.
Here comes the sun.
As the Beatles themselves once wrote, there's the sun now, there it is. And how are you? You well?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you excited about this movie that we're doing today?
I mean, yeah, I think. I don't really know much about it.
The Blues Brothers. The Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
Once again proving that Sam managed to go through, particularly university life, because, I mean, there's going through life with your fingers in your ears and your eyes closed, but particularly university,
right,
when everyone is required by law to sit down and watch The Blues Brothers at the start, like.
Didn't watch it, mate.
So did you miss Freshers Week, or?
I was too busy getting big pissed, mate, with the lads, yeah? Having some dirty pints.
Did you?
Drinking some Jaeger bombs.
See, I know you've got like a secret life where you've actually got like actual like mates and you do things like you're like burger enthusiasts and stuff like that. Like, you know,
have a burger, drink a pint.
You know, kind of get all down your front.
Yeah. Just get messed down. That's what I'm into.
Yeah, because me and Sam don't have that relationship because neither of us can have stuff all down our fronts like that. Otherwise, we just point it out to each other.
I put on a clean shirt when I come and see you because I don't want you knowing about my other life. But most of the time, it's just like
assorted gourmet burger toppings.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why, but all I can do now is think of that time you and I went to the gourmet burger place and you got the most disgusting burger in the
damp burger. The burger was supposed to have like a filling within the burger itself that was like cheese and spices or something, but the burger just looked like it was in a puddle and it was just leaking from within. So when I picked it up, the burger was just dripping. The bun was wet through like a sponge. It was really like
It was great moments where, like, I don't know what it is, but every time you and I have been to a restaurant together, you manage to get some sort of like tragedy on a plate. I can't remember where that was. Was that like a gourmet kitchen company or something like that?
It was, yeah. It was one of the like nice posh burger restaurants, I think.
I'll tell you what happened to me the other day when I was at the cinema. Proper movie anecdote right here.
Yeah.
I accidentally had to go into a Harvester. It's the first time I'd ever been in my entire life.
Accidentally?
Yeah, because where I go to the cinema in Salford, all the double doors were all closed to get in because it was after the movie was over.
Right.
And the only way you could actually get out was through the patio from the Harvester. So I just had to kind of go in and be like, hello everyone, like, you know, try not to lock eyes with the salad bar because I'd just be stuck there otherwise, you know. So the movie du jour is The Blues Brothers. The Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
So there'll be many a tear shed later on.
Mate, the Burger Brothers I'd be fine with, but the Blues Brothers? Nah, I'm alright.
The Blue Burgers was the other movie we had lined up. Well, alas. We're going to dip into the mailbag now. Got a message here from Lauren Miller. It's Miller time, you could say. And Lauren writes, I am from the US and just recently started listening to your podcast. What the hell is a tiffin? Thanks, Lauren.
Good question. I'm not the expert here, although Kevin will have you believe that I am.
Well, I mean, at this table, one of us here acknowledges the Blessed Sacrament of the Eucharist and transubstantiation. So you're obviously the one who's going to talk about tiffin. Like.
Yeah, it's this like religious cake. I think.
What basically is that if you're a Catholic, okay, you've got the body of Christ.
Right.
Okay?
Which is like a bread wafer.
It's like, yeah, it's the flesh of Christ made into bread.
Yeah.
And we go through transubstantiation, which means I'm sure we've been through this.
Yeah, in the Passion of the Christ episode.
You ring a bell, it becomes the flesh
of Christ.
Take this, all of you, and eat it. I'm giving you my body, low GI. It's good, Sam knows what low GI is. Someone's got a blender recently.
Someone's got a NutriBullet, just saying.
Someone knows where their bread's buttered.
Yeah.
You don't have that on your side of the fence. Kind of a godless wasteland, basically.
Right.
And if you see one of these services and they don't have the Eucharist like that, instead it's just tiffin and knitted cushions and people singing and drinking wine and
that is what tiffin is. So I hope that's answered your question sufficiently.
What is tiffin? It's chaos, Lauren, is what it is. It's just chaos.
Yeah.
So much chaos. There's a big tiffin following down in Australia.
Yeah.
You know that? We got a lot of tiffin-centric messages from
Australia.
From
down under.
from down under, They're big into it down there. I think maybe some point in the future we should do a tiffin swirl.
Yeah?
That might maybe
try some tiffin.
Clear it up for some of the people,
Because I haven't had any, I don't think.
Well, not in the last hour. I know.
Yeah, I mean, normally I'm just scoffing it down, having a go at God, but
wake up and just fall over into a pile of it and smear it all over your face.
So that's what tiffin is.
That's what tiffin is. It's Sam's cross to bear.
Australian chaos cake.
We've got a mailbag question here from Chris Smith, who hopefully titled his mailbag question in the subject.
Nice.
Very good. And,
Thank you, Chris.
Of course, all of you sending your messages to cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
That is cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
After listening to your Jingle All the Way episode and thinking about what happened later to two of the cast members, brackets, Phil Hartman getting shot by his wife in a murder-suicide and Jake Lloyd suffering from schizophrenia and subsequent hospitalisation, have either of you looked up what's happened to some of the people involved in the films you've reviewed? As an additional question, will such factors also affect the films you guys will choose to review? For example, would knowing about what Roman Polanski did, you wouldn't review movies like The Pianist, Rosemary's Baby, or Chinatown Into the Swirl? Hang on a second, I'm just going to quickly just... Roman Polanski. Wikipedia. Popped onto Ask Jeeves here just to kind of... Legal history. Sexual abuse case. Oh dear.
Oh no.
No.
Uh-oh.
Documentary movies. Oh dear. Vanity Fair libel case. Oh triple dear. That's an interesting... Would you knowing that Roman Polanski, who's obviously a bigwig in Hollywood, but also is excommunicated from the country because of all the wrong things that he's done, would that put you off watching one of their movies?
Oh, gee. I mean, that's a big question, isn't it?
I'm kind of used to this question because Chris Benoit in wrestling, and I do a lot of wrestling podcasts, so people are like, oh, he did something horrible, so therefore, can you not watch any of his stuff or talk about it?
There's still good wrestling matches, though, aren't there?
Exactly.
That's the thing. I think you can have that stuff in mind, but I'm not sure whether it affects the literal quality of the thing that you're watching.
I'll be honest, I've not watched any of those Polanski movies. I don't think I've ever watched a Roman Polanski movie.
No, me neither, but I've not seen any films.
Yeah, but you've got an excuse, haven't you?
I don't know.
I mean, I will go... I mean,
I'm more put off by Adrian Brody.
Well, what did he do?
No, he's not... There's a thing that he did on SNL. This is not as bad as Roman Polanski, I'm just being silly. But there's a thing he did on SNL where he just impersonates a Rastafarian.
Oh, right.
And at one point he says, respect me neck, and things like that. And that's been covered on other podcasts. But it's just... It's so weird if you see Adrian Brody on SNL. He's banned from SNL.
Really?
For going off script.
What? Sorry, going off script and all right, Adrian, we just wanted you to a little funny. Yeah, I'm going to do a really offensive Rastafarian impression.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Because Jimmy Fallon has done blackface a bunch of times.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good old Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, no.
But I mean, I'm not going to watch any of Jimmy Fallon's movies anyway.
No.
It's an interesting one. I mean, you can always make the argument that people do is that, if you look up at Hollywood, chances are...
Well, there'll be something wrong with a whole bunch of them.
And I'm pretty sure we've probably watched a lot of movies involving people who've done terrible things.
Yes.
I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger's been accused of terrible things as well. But I mean, I don't know. That's it. I mean, I'm dumbfounded by that in a sense. That question.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say I'm definitely not watching any of Roman Polanski's movies out of principle, but then again, Roman Polanski movies have never really played a central role in my life, nor this podcast. About the first question, though, things that have happened to people in movies afterwards.
Okay.
I mean, did you know about Phil Hartman dying tragically after?
Yes, because he's Lionel Hutz, all the Simpsons characters that he did.
Troy
McClure.
And he also did Lyle Lanley.
And I knew that, like, he just disappeared from the Simpsons.
He just went away.
He's gone now. And, like, I think my brother told me what happened. And I was like, oh no.
Brothers. Always bringing up the murder-suicide pacts.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
I mean, I think we mentioned, only realised really afterwards, about, like, The Exorcist, how people thought the movie was cursed because of all the people had died and there was loads of tragic stuff that happened to them.
Just that Easy Money kid from Terminator 2.
What happened to him?
I think some of the, like, with the child actors, a lot of the cases it's just like, they've been to prison quite a few times because they're just a bit
fucked up from being a child actor.
I think that guy is a bit fucked up now.
Has anyone been a child success story in Hollywood and been like, yeah, I'm a normal, well-adjusted adult?
Lord of the Rings boy that we saw, Frodo.
Well, Elijah Wood, he was a child actor.
He was in like Free Willy or something, I think.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He seems okay.
Yeah, he seems alright.
Yeah, he's made the transition.
But he always looks so sad.
Lindsay Lohan.
She didn't even turn on the lights in Kettering. I mean, it was. She had a good few years.
Yeah.
You know, she had a good few years. And then Kettering Gate. You know, she wouldn't do the Christmas lights in Kettering. You know, as they always say, you only get one chance to do the Christmas lights in Kettering.
Yeah.
And chance 2 ain't gonna happen for you, Miss Lohan.
Do you think with child actors it's only a matter of time before something goes wrong? I mean, they can make a good go of it being a grown-up actor, but they will eventually just fall apart.
Everyone will have their Christmas lights in Kettering.
So for Elijah Wood, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. It might be Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
You know, it could be...
It doesn't have to be Kettering.
It could be Dundee. You know, there's a number of places where it could happen. The bottom line is, let the chips fall where they may. Yeah. And these child actors, they've got a blind spot.
Is that the people of Kettering dropping chips because they're so shocked that Lindsay Lohan didn't turn up? They've got them chips and mushy peas.
They've got the anticipatory chips and peas, and it all just went to pot.
What do you mean she's not coming? Oh no!
I had to take your word for it. That's what people from Kettering say.
I have no idea where Kettering is. So
I went to Kettering once, and I got excited because I saw it from a distance and thought, "Oh, like kettle chips." Or like Kedgegry. Every time I see Kettering, I think,
it does sound like it's going to be tasty, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
Kettering.
not.
No,
it's just a town.
Yeah.
You know, no.
Sorry to the people of Kettering.
Ross Allen writing in here, very good question, one which probably will be more relevant to you given your experiences. Yeah. Hello guys, of all the film podcasts I have listened to, it's between you and Empire Film. Yours is my all-time fave.
Thank you.
Wait.
He's listened to 2.
Of all the ones I've listened to...
Yes.
Alright, what I find sometimes, if the brackets are confusing, take them out of the equation for now.
Okay.
Just do it normal and come back with the brackets.
Yeah.
So, hello guys. Of all the film podcasts I've listened to, yours is my all-time fave.
Okay. Remove the brackets.
That's the brackets gone.
Right. That's good. I like that.
Back in.
Yeah.
Hello guys. Of all the film podcasts I've listened to, it's between you and Empire Film. Yours is my all-time fave.
Right. What that means is that he's listened to 2 film podcasts so far in his podcasting listening career, and we are the best.
Now, I read it as he's a modern man.
Yep.
He listens to film podcasts.
Sure.
Loves them. He's listened to them all.
Okay, yeah.
He's listened to Cinema Swirl.
Yeah.
He's listened to Mark Commode reviews a movie.
Yeah.
He's listened to Mark Commode reviews a movie and Simon Mayo listens.
Yeah.
He's listened to Extra Mark Commode.
Uncut. Yeah.
And you've got the breath from Mayo not edited out of that one. You can hear
that Mayo breath.
The hot Mayo-y breath of Simon Mayo. And he's listened to Empire Film.
Yes.
The creme de la creme de la creme de la creme. He's listened to them all.
Yeah.
Out of all those, the 2 best
are Empire Film
and us.
Cinema Swirl, but the best of those 2, Cinema Swirl.
Okay.
If you want to take it as that,
I will.
Then that's your prerogative.
Okay,
yeah.
That's how I'm taking it.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't say anyone would use the phrase, of all the film podcasts.
Brackets, 2.
Yeah. Of both the film podcasts I've listened to, in brackets, it's between you and Empire Film. yours is my all-time fave, then absolutely I'll accept that. I'm sorry, Ross, it's giving us a lot of food for thought here.
When I edit this down, Ross, I will remove the brackets from your question. So your question is just, you are the best.
Thank you, Ross.
Yeah. Cheers, Ross.
My question is an odd one. Uh-oh. Have you ever experienced any illegal/frowned upon activity in the dark of a cinema, i.e. pirating or fornicating? Love the show. Keep up the good work. Lots of love, Ross Allen.
Thank you, Ross. I work in a cinema. I think that's been established.
Yeah, that's established in the cinema swirl canon.
That's canon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm not one of the ones who goes into the screens, you see.
Do you in your cinema do the thing where you have to go in and like hold up like something, like a cube that floats in your hand and look up at everyone and somehow catch them nicking movies?
No, I'm not that guy.
Okay.
I work with those guys, but I'm not that guy. So I'm not the one.
Are they like the bad boys of the cinema kind of? You know, kind of like they're kind of like the ambulance drivers. They're all chill all the time, but boom, when it's action time,
they're ready to go.
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay, drive up onto the curb. I don't care what the road traffic sign says. Here they're coming. Okay.
Yeah. So that's not my level of expertise there. I'm just selling tickets to the good people wanting to come and see things. Yeah. The worst I have to deal with is bloody kids trying to see a 15 film. Like, thank you.
Not on your watch.
Where's your passport? I'm like, I've never been abroad. I'm like, well, you're never coming into this film, is what I'm telling you.
Not only are you not going to be able to travel to new places, like actual places, with your lack of a passport, I'm not even going to let your mind travel through
the power of cinema.
Yeah, you're not even going to be able to go to made-up places.
Yeah, you can't go to La La Land.
No, you're not going to. The closest you're going to get to La La Land is actually going to Hollywood, because that's not going to happen.
Yeah. But the things I have seen happen is I've seen a man being kicked out for pirating a film.
Really?
Yes.
Now, pirating movies the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
As in the shaky camera.
Yeah.
Bit old-fashioned.
It is a bit old-fashioned, isn't it? These are the days of screeners, you know.
That's it, isn't
DVD quality rips. Does anyone watch a cam anymore?
I mean...
Not that I know about these things.
I'm just saying, check out Grandpa here, and, his copy of the movie wasn't even passed through an unscrupulous critic of a movie who then leaked it online, you know? It feels like I'm imagining an older gentleman.
No,
being thrown out there.
It was in his 30s, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
With a camcorder?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And he properly kicked off. He got very upset.
Why? Did he think it was his right to...
I think so. I think he was just saying that he was taking pictures, but with a fancy camera.
I was just taking a video, which I was later going to chop up
into small bits.
And then later on, you just check his Instagram. It's sorry lads.
And this was Suicide Squad that he was doing, so it wasn't really worth it, mate, was it? But so I've seen that. I also heard tell of people just straight up banging in a cinema, just having full sex,
penetrative sex.
Yeah, just sex, just actual sex. I can sort of
that's a bit outside the
understand
pale.
A bit of fooling around, you know.
I mean, they ordered the VIP seats. You should have really known something was up. No one would order those otherwise.
This is the thing. Every seat in the cinema that I work at are big reclining seats with footrests and stuff, and you could probably comfortably fit a couple of people on there.
I think you could really comfortably have a bit of sex on there,
full sex on there. So yeah, and they got told off and told to leave, but they're just having full.
What, during?
Full sex?
I'm sorry, I need to point from this.
Yeah.
Is it a tap on the shoulder? Is it a let's stop the movie and turn the lights on and off?
Well, I think there was only about 4 people in there, and they were at the back, and some other cinema goers heard rumblings and noises and asked someone to go in, and they were just full on banging.
Because
having sex,
kissing in a movie.
Yeah. All right.
Banging.
Keep it to a minimum.
You're crossing the boundaries there.
It's a lot, isn't it? It's
it reminds me of
too much.
When I had a bunch of mates where are you guys going? We're all going to see Charlie's Angels. Full throttle in the cinema. High fives. What are you going to
have a big wank at the back?
Wank in the cinema. And I said to him, what are you all going to do? Wank in the cinema.
Yeah.
And there's been 4 or 5 of them, and most of them are kind of obviously not. You've got to store it in.
But one of them.
And then one of them had some kind of oh fuck!
I could.
No, we'll see how. Kind of we'll see how it goes. I said, I'm not ruling it out.
Yeah.
We'll look at the situation and take it from there. So you've never seen anyone do let off any fireworks or anything like that?
Some people have just been blazing a joint.
What, in the cinema?
In the cinema, because there's like midnight showings, and I think people think, it's midnight, fuck it, like
the laws don't...
do what you want,
but like
just come in with a joint and just start smoking.
That's like a double whammy because you can't smoke.
Yeah, and it's illegal.
A bad smoke. You're not going to have that either.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's fucking shocking.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, they all get kicked out, but it happens. People just think, fuck it, I'll just...
No one's gotten away with it or anything like that.
Nah, well, maybe.
I'll tell you what I witnessed the other day. I went to the Lego Batman movie.
Nice, was it good?
It was fantastic.
Yeah, okay.
The bad thing I saw happen was someone having to loudly explain the plot of it to the person sat beside them. And you have to explain the plot to Lego Batman.
Yeah, it's Batman, Lego.
You see, the reason why he's upset... What?
The reason why he's made of plastic, right, is because he's like Lego, like the bricks, yeah?
The phrase, you see the reason, should not include in your thoughts at a Lego movie.
No.
Okay, well, that's an interesting one. I mean, we've not really seen the height of illegal activity, but I think we've talked a lot about food at the cinema.
Yeah.
Illegal activity, now that's definitely one I want to see more of. I did once sneak in wine into the cinema.
Okay.
You know, that's obviously against the rules.
Well, a lot of cinemas these days have you can bring alcohol in, mate.
Yeah, not from home though, do they? Not in a thermos to keep it cold. What do you got in there? Soup. What are you going to do? Drink it? Didn't think so. So I'm getting away with it, aren't I? I'm pretty sure there's not a working relationship between the cinemas of Manchester and W.H. Smith, whose snacks I've been enjoying in there. But you can't stop me, can you? No. Boom! I'm a madman. But if you can top that on the crime wave scale,
then let us know.
cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
That's cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
Blues Brothers.
Yes.
You've been aware of this movie.
Yes, I know the name.
You know the name?
I know the name Blues Brothers. I sort of know what the brothers in question look like.
Okay, what do they look like?
Suits, black suits, ties, sunglasses.
Okay, do you know
little hats?
Little hats.
Little hats.
Do you know either of these blues boys are?
John Belushi.
Yeah.
The good Belushi.
You're just saying that because
you said it last time. And Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd, yeah.
Yeah, from Ghostbusters.
Of ghost-busting fame, of
the original and best.
The original,
not the bloody feminist one, mate. Not having that.
You gotta have a joke though, those people would be like, yeah, Sam, tell it like it is. We hate women, Sam.
Oh, what are they going to do now? Blues Sisters? Nah. Not for me, mate. Not having it.
So, the Blues Brothers. Anything about them that you know? Who are these brothers?
Probably related.
Okay.
Hopefully. Or, just friend bros. Mm-hmm. Honestly, that's about it as far as... I know that they wear suits, that they are... This is in some way a comedy.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a musical.
What would you believe about the musical? Blues.
Yeah.
Okay.
They might be sad brothers.
Do you know if they sing or if they do music or...
I don't know.
You don't know?
I would imagine because they're blues brothers, they must be blues performers.
So you're looking at them and you're kind of going, well, it's not the colour blue. So,
because then they'd be the Blue Brothers.
The Blue Brothers,
like the Blue Man Group, but smaller scale.
Yeah. So you're right in that it's the blues, the style of music.
What I've done is a process of elimination, really. So I don't know whether they play the blues, whether they want to watch the blues. They've got the suits, which to me indicates more of a sort of ska band vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't know any of the music from this?
No.
Okay. If I was to go,
so there is music in it.
Yeah, there is music in it.
Okay.
If I was to go rollin', rollin', rollin'.
I mean, oh, that's Jaws, isn't it?
This is like me with the child on the bike with the stabilizers going, go on, there we go. And then you just took off the bike and you broke it in front of you. There, Jaws.
No, like rolling, rolling, rolling. I know that from people saying it or hearing it other places. Oh, Limp Bizkit. Yeah. I got you. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. What?
You know what time
dust,
it is. Mate. Okay.
Breathe in, I breathe out. Hands up, hands down. Back up.
Tell me what you're going to do now.
Keep rolling, rolling.
Jesus Christ!
I don't know the full song, so I don't know what.
Okay, how about
is that an original Blues Brothers song? Or is that
I'm not going to spoil. Okay, it's just, how about if I went, everybody needs somebody.
Everybody needs somebody to love.
Hey!
To love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know
but that's a song.
I know. It's really,
Yeah.
It's obviously in this movie.
It's not a song swirl, mate. Like, I've heard some songs.
So you obviously heard that outside of
Yeah.
Okay.
On the radio.
What type of movie do you think this is?
They're comedy performers, so it's going to be funny, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
Yeah. Is it a full blast comedy?
It's a comedy. Yeah, it's
okay.
a comedy. Do you know when this was made?
80s? 80s.
John Belushi's alive
Yeah.
in it, so obviously
80s.
it's not.
Yeah, it's not after he died. 'Cause he died quite young, didn't he?
He did. He died tragically young, yes.
Yeah.
So, other than, I mean, you're really...
I'm not, like...
This is like...
I'm not deliberately, like...
You've not even looked at the back of the DVD. You look at the front of the DVD.
Yeah, I've seen the poster. I know they're wearing the suits. And I know it's called The Blues Brothers.
Has anyone ever been on you to see this?
Not really.
Really?
You have. No one else really has.
Is your dad or your parents or any, like... Are they a fan?
No?
Really? That's
Yeah.
so big. Because, like, something I found...
Do you think of it as like a dad movie?
I do.
Right.
But there's a reason for that. The reason for that really is because... There's like certain movies and certain things which, if say all my extended family are all together, all the uncles and aunties and uncles and aunties, those are all together.
Yeah.
Right.
You'll watch it.
Not that they'll watch
No.
it, but they'll talk about it.
Right.
And there was like a number of times where like I'd have uncles and they'd be like, "Oh, the Blues Brothers," so, and they were like, and then all of a sudden all the men would be like, "Yeah, the Blues Brothers."
Right.
You wouldn't understand. No, none of you would understand. It's our special funny movie.
So is it a bit blokey? Is it raunchy? Is there some raunch? Bit?
All I remember about growing up, and this really, like, didn't say tainted, but it skews when I was growing up. All I remember about it was, like, all the uncles in my family and my dad all loving it, and then all their respective wives being like, we don't like it. And then they'd be like, yeah, that we kind of like it more because of that.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know if that means that it's...
Why do women hate it?
Specifically, why do women from the 50s and 60s in Ireland growing up seem to hate it? Oh, now. There's actually some hidden performers in this movie, cameo appearances.
Okay, that's exciting.
Someone from movies you've seen recently who you might be a big fan of.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
No. So you're not aware of any...
Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, getting close.
Maybe.
Getting close. Getting close.
Oh, Glenn Close.
So, like, this was a movie for me, like, which, like, I remember, like, as a kid being, like, put off it a little bit because of all, like, my uncles being like, oh.
Yeah.
But they used to get like that about, like, the Marx Brothers as well. Like, oh, it's so funny.
Right.
You wouldn't understand. Oh. And they put it on and they just talk about how funny it is and not actually watch it and just be like, Red wine has made this, funny for us.
Right.
So, I mean, it's always been that category. But then, like, when I went to uni and stuff, I watched it with friends, again, with kind of fresh eyes. I started to love it a bit more. And I've watched it quite a number of times, usually with hey, let's watch a funny, silly movie to cap off the night's festivities.
So are you very fond of this film?
I am, but I've not seen it since I've moved to the UK. So I've not seen it in the last 5 or so years.
Okay.
Which I only say that because I'm aware that my tastes do change,
right.
And I'm aware that there have been times before in cinema store where it's been a movie which I'm like, oh man, I love this so much, and then watching it again, I'm like, actually, maybe I'm not as keen into it as I was previously.
So, a couple of questions.
Yep.
One, you don't have to know exactly, but what's the certificate of this film? Is it like a 15? Would you say? Would you imagine? Or is it just a?
It's one of those movies where I'm pretty sure I would give it a 15s.
Yeah,
but it may have been. It may have been rated 18s.
Right. Okay.
For the time, because
so it is an adult movie.
Yeah. And it's also as well one of the most expensive comedies ever made. At the time, it was one of the most expensive comedies ever made.
And the other thing, which I can just sort of deduce from the people who are in it, did these characters originate on a certain SNL?
They did. A certain SNL. Not just
specifically
any SNL.
Saturday Night Live.
As opposed to, what are the other SNLs?
Sunday Night Live.
Sunday Night Live. Just like everyone's just kind of like...
Much less successful.
Much less exciting. Everyone just filled with a slow sense of dread about the day coming forward.
Yeah.
Kind of like, oh, I had too much of that roast. Why did we even go out for it?
Yeah.
It took an hour to get. We could have had it at home.
Okay, so it's like Wayne's World was like that as well. So those are like SNL characters that span off into a movie.
Have you seen Wayne's World?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
We'll take that one off the list.
Probably Lorne Michaels involved in some capacity. He's had his grubby fingers on this film.
He's always in there, isn't he?
But I don't know the plot at all.
It's incredible.
Do they have a car? Don't they? They have like a car.
They do have a car,
Right.
That's a pretty fucking. That's a safe fucking guess. They go places though.
In the car.
They interact with people as well.
Yeah.
And they talk.
Yeah. So just two men in suits with hats, sunglasses, car, blues.
You know what it is about this movie that I realised that
Comedy.
why it seemed that my uncles and all were so scary, crazy into it.
Yeah.
Because it was the first time I recall seeing my parents or, family like that, enthusiastically quoting a movie. So
Right.
they would quote this quite heavily.
So this is quotable.
So this is quotable. And I can think as well, because my mate back home, Paddy, his dad is also obsessed with the Blues Brothers in pretty much the same way. So I think maybe as a result of that, between my aunts and uncles and my friends' dads, I just think that this is just dad movie.
Not all dads, mate.
Not all dads.
Not all dads.
I don't know if Ian is on that barometer or not. Like
I don't know. I've never spoken to him about Blues Brothers. Maybe he likes it. I don't know.
He has his own special, he has his own little special tree. He watches Blues Brothers. No one gets
when everyone's gone to bed.
Yeah, exactly. After Sunday Night Live is over, you just pop on the old DVD. So, are you excited to watch this?
I'm curious and also excited
because you enjoy musicals, right?
Yeah, I've seen some musicals.
Because I notoriously don't like musicals.
Yeah.
Even though loads of movies I like are very musical, and I have liked many musicals that I've seen, but I usually go in if something's a musical, I'm like,
no, I don't know what a musical.
But I love the music in this.
But is it a musical?
Not really, because I guess if the musical is the thing where it's like...
It's a film with lots of music in it.
There's lots of musical numbers in it, yeah.
Oh, so there's song and dance numbers, and the characters are singing. So it's a musical.
But it's not like, hey, we gotta go over there. We gotta go over there, and then going over there, going over, gonna go over there. That doesn't happen. It's more of a case of like, oh, here we are. Oh, look, someone's singing a song. Singing a song, singing a song, singing a song, singing a song. I'll say right now off the bat, I don't know any of your fucking stupid music, alright? And I'm talking to you, the person that's just gone, oh, I'm a fan of the musicians in this movie, and there's... Oh, I don't know.
You don't know any of the names.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fine. That's alright.
That's it.
Okay, you don't know.
Save your fucking breath.
Jesus.
I'm just saying that. I know, because I don't want to be like, oh, could you believe Kevin didn't even know who was on the third one?
Okay.
I don't know.
Right, so there might be musician cameos in this.
And guess what? I'll never know. Ever. And if you try and make it so that I'll know even less. It'll actually, like a tick, you try to pull on me, I'll burrow in and I'll lay my eggs all over your fucking brain.
Okay.
So don't you dare even think of telling me things about music. I don't want to know.
Listeners, this is addressed to you, but Kevin is staring at me while saying
I'm staring at the microphone. You're just behind. You're unfortunate window dressing in this scenario here.
All right.
But I've literally, with podcasting, I've actually had to dump music. That's it. That's the only way I can do all this now. Right. Is to retain the bare minimum knowledge I need to do all these shows.
Yeah.
Is I've dumped music.
From your memory.
As in, there's no room.
Okay.
And whatever goes away, don't know anymore, so what?
Okay.
Because that's just the reality of it. The other day, I went, I might delete my iTunes.
Really?
Yeah. And I said that to Joe, right? See, we were downstairs, and I said it to Joe.
I didn't know how serious you'd be. So there's too many movies, too many wrestling. Yeah. That you just I've got to get, something's got to go, and it's music.
It's music. That's it. I said that the other day with the enthusiasm of you know what? I might go and get the light in the attic sorted.
Yeah. I might go get rid of music.
You know what? I might actually just get that wheelie bin fixed.
I'll just burn all the records.
I'll just no more music at all ever. So don't fucking bother.
That's incredible.
Just there's not enough time.
Gotta scrap it. It's gone.
You think, he's podcasting full time now. Does that mean he'll have time to enjoy? No, it just made me realise how little time I have. Yeah. No more music.
Heaven forbid you do a music podcast.
No, it's not going to happen.
Not happening.
The other day I was like, I can either delete my iTunes or get Yakuza 0 and play it for an hour.
Right.
I chose the latter.
Okay.
I've made my bed and going to lie in it. Let's go do
Blues Brothers.
From the Blues Brothers, and more importantly, we're back from Sam's big piss.
Yeah.
How was it?
The piss or Blues
the piss.
Brothers? Great.
We'll get that out of the way first, like.
Great piss.
Really?
Yeah.
Because, like, interesting behind the scenes thing here, folks. Sam wanted to have a piss. The toilet was in use.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, do you think you'll be able to maybe start recording? And we can kind of, pop out whenever. And then you're like, Kevin, it's a full-on waz.
Yeah.
Now, what's a waz?
Just another word for piss, mate.
But
just
like
having a waz.
A different,
a slash,
different to like a regular kind of piss? I mean,
it felt different.
Does it come out with more ferocity? Is that what you mean?
That waz is out of the...
Like, a waz isn't kind of like dad's kind of like, oh, we're going to the shop. I might do a cautionary wee beforehand.
Yeah.
Just to get... It's just kind of...
No, this is like a full-on piss.
There's pressure there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah.
The Blues Brothers, then.
Yeah.
What were your initial gut reactions?
Yeah. I mean...
Right.
Yes.
Not to tag where I think this is going to go.
It's not just the length of the film.
No. It's
Okay.
not that. But the length does come into the bit I'm going to say now.
Yeah.
But we're not obsessed
And
with
it's not that I
here.
needed a piss.
Okay, because you can pause whenever.
Yeah.
You
I could have gone for a piss. It's fine.
I'm not like some of these other nickel and dime podcast hosts who don't even let their mate go and have a waz.
No.
Even a regular piss.
Yeah.
No, I'll carte blanche.
Or a wee.
You need to piss you piss wherever. You know?
No, I'm totally... I understand that.
Yeah. But I was keeping track of laughs and also length.
Yeah.
And in a movie that spanned 2.5 hours,
yes,
this got 2.5 laughs from you. Now, the phrase laugh a minute riot has been thrown around, often to describe movies, often to describe this movie.
This is a laugh an hour.
Laugh once every hour or half hour, but the laugh will be proportional. If you laugh every quarter hour, it will be a quarter laugh.
Yeah.
2 hours, 2
There
laughs.
were laughs in there.
There were. There was, because there was a plural. It was more than one.
Not just one.
What was it about the movie that did it rub you the wrong way? Or, I'm just assuming, because, this is a comedy, a feel-good movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't seem to get many laughs from you.
This is the first time I've seen it.
And it's the first time you've seen it. And you knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
So I'm just assuming that it didn't.
I didn't personally find it as funny as I thought it was gonna be for such a...
Did I hype it up? Because I tried to play it down. That's why I went all dad-centric at the start. Kind of,
Well, it's the Blues Brothers. I've heard of it. I know it's a big fucking deal.
Yeah. It's one of it's a movie of the 80s. It's a big comedy. I would say it's up there, seeing, with the pedigree of people who are in it. I'd say, it's up there with something like a Ghostbusters or an Animal House in terms of this is a big movie from this time period.
But there's only so many big explosions or police cars falling over.
Police cars falling
over. Was that a point where I was supposed to be laughing?
Yeah, and I think it's when I realised that you and I are very, very different people.
Yeah.
In that I find wanton chaos of that nature very funny.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that was something that you were laughing at. Were you concerned about the property damage when we were watching the movie?
No, it was just a lot of the joke was something's blown up or something has crashed.
I just love this now. The thing I'm imagining in my head is me and my dad and all my fun uncles watch us go way, and then you and my mum and all my unfun aunts going. bit too much property damage there.
It's a bit full
He's
on,
not
isn't
even
it?
got insurance.
No, or a license anymore.
Think of the costs to the taxpayer.
Yeah.
Think of it. I wrote down here just to kind of get us off on a funny slant of things.
Yeah.
Instead of Blues Brothers,
Yeah.
I wrote Boobs Brothers.
Nice.
So that's an extra laugh there. But I will say, direct that towards me, not Dan Aykroyd, because he'd call it Blues Brothers like a mug.
I have something to tell you that's not related to the film, but it's related to boobs. Is that So
all they ever do is talk about Pepsi, and now it's boobs, and it's just, come on.
When I was at work, it was just me on my own, and someone from one of the other departments came down and saw that there was a calculator next to me. Just put in the thing that spells boobs, turned it upside down, went, look at that, and then walked off. And I've never spoken to this person before.
I thought you were like, I'd never seen that. I didn't know.
I was blown away.
Classically, the calculator is numbers, not words, and yes.
But literally put 5,008. No, what was it? 58,008, and then went, look, see, and then walked off.
When I was doing maths back in the old school, we were in honours maths, which meant that we had to get the higher end scientific calculator that could do graphing functions.
It probably has real boobs on it.
Yeah, it's got actually what would happen is, the people down in regular maths and past maths, they'd write 5,058 or whatever it is, or 85, and they write boobs. And what people in honours maths used to do is they would do bracket, decimal point,
close
so it
bracket. Actually looks like a...
But the thing is, right, if you did that to the maximum, you could do 64 entries. So you could get around, 32, maybe around 18 boobs in there, 9 pairs in total. Okay. And what you do is then you just hold down the right button as it would go through your equation. And it would look like the boobs were kind of going past.
Moving about. Oh, you just like you were driving past.
Yeah. It's and I've never seen one, but I imagine that's what a Benny Hill movie is.
Probably, yeah.
It's just someone driving past a series of breasts. But
that's not what this film was.
No, there were no boobs to be had in the Blues Brothers there. The start of this, I turned to Sam and went, ooh, it's like the start of Blade Runner, which...
Not seen it.
Not seen it.
Not seen any films, mate.
There is a new one of those coming out, so,
Didn't know about that.
Not fussed.
No.
It's your job to know these things now that you're the industry,
Maybe we should do a podcast about it.
Maybe, seriously.
Yeah.
So, we cut to prison.
Yeah, so let's just... we start off in a smoky city. Mm-hmm. There's flames and smoke everywhere.
Chicago.
That straight away threw me off a bit, that it was just hey, everything's smoky and crap looking.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of...
smoky crap town.
Whoa! Bite your tongue. Chicago is allegedly lovely. I've never been.
No, I mean, it looks lovely in the rest of the film, but it's just it's so, bleak and moody. It's a weird opening shot, and I thought, this might not be a straight-up comedy in the way I'm expecting.
So what, you thought it might be kind of...
just some boobs or something at the start.
But yeah, no, we did get quite a bleak shot. I guess it's meant to show that this is set against a backdrop not of prosperity, but of depravity, perhaps.
So we're in prison.
Jake's been let out.
Yeah. There's a really nice sequence of him being let out.
I love how it's shot.
Very well shot.
You're behind him the whole time. Yeah. He has to lean. The first laugh that Sam got was when he had to lean over to sign his...
he's getting all his stuff back. So a one unused condom, one used condom. Very funny. And then the yellow line that's been told to wait behind, he has to sign the thing, but the desk's too far away, so he just literally leans forward, signs it on there. Funny visual gag.
And I thought, here we are, we're 2 minutes
off to a good start.
2:25 to go. I assume we'll get more than 1.5 more of those along the way.
Even all of his clothes being black, and the guy saying, one suit jacket, black, one tie, black, trousers, black,
That's
shoes,
been
black.
nicked, that bit, and put in other movies.
Yeah.
The whole, here's all your bits, all that,
It was a good, the bits bit was good, it was a good bit.
And it was funny to see a prophylactic that had aged poorly.
Yeah.
So he meets his brother, Elwood Blue. So we got Jake and Elwood Blue. The Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
And they meet him in the Bluesmobile, which is an old police car that's been repurposed by Elwood.
So there was a former Bluesmobile.
Which was a Cadillac.
Is there... So I mentioned before, like these
SNL
characters.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Is there some backstory that I'm missing? Not enough that it would make a difference to my viewing of the film.
I mean, I've watched a few of the SNL skits, but it was never kind of like heavy backstory.
It's just like there's some blues musicians doing shit.
They would do some sings and some songs and some dances and some goofs,
right.
But it wasn't as if like previously on AMC.
It's not like if I watched all those skits, I'm like, oh, I get why all of it is funny now. Like in
season 2, episode 29, where they sold the Cadillac. Nothing before the store, unfortunately. And I think this little scene at the start where they're just driving along talking about, oh, I don't like the new car, it's like my cigarette, and they just casually drive over the bridge.
That's funny.
And that's when you say that, and yet they drove over the bridge.
It's not laugh out loud funny, it's funny.
Because I was sitting there thinking, oh, well, that's a hilariously visual image, so I, like a mug, I guess, vocalized my appreciation of that. I went, ha ha ha. Well, Sam fucking Silent Rage Chapman over here.
The bridge was going up and they're in a car. Like, they're not going to just sit there. Like, they're going to go over the thing. Like,
is that a given?
Yeah.
Oh, in all movies.
Because it's a comedy film and they're in a car and, like, you know, they're going to go over... That's what those bridges are for in films.
Right, you know, like...
No, there's never going to be a film, one of those bridges that, you know, what's it called? Like, literally a drawbridge, isn't it?
Drawbridge, yeah.
Big drawbridge. There's never a film where people are in a car, drawbridge goes up, and they fucking wait there, and then the drawbridge goes back down, and then they cross over the bridge. That's not going to happen in a film. In a film.
See, this is what happens when you've seen so many of these like, modern movies, I guess, not enough of the classics, that you just expect things like that to happen.
You know, the Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, Fast 5, some of the other Fast films.
Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Okay, Fast and the Furious 5 Drift. But, I mean, the problem there with that is because you've done the stand-up comedy, as have I.
Yes.
And you know what's bad when you start... if you went out, right, at the start of your gig, okay, and you go, here's a pun, and no one laughs, there's the internal monologue that goes, well, if you didn't like that, the next 10 minutes are going to be long for you.
Yeah.
And when this here goes... Bam! Silly car-based humour, silly driving that you wouldn't typically expect in as a normal human being.
Yeah.
And that didn't get a laugh. Then the movie is just internally going, well, this is going to be a long 2 hours and 28 minutes then, isn't it, Sam?
The movie has started its set and it's like, oh, I've got
the movie
a lot of material to go.
The movie can't improvise. That's all we've got.
Crowd work to try and get things going again.
So the movie just stops and turns around and is like, so where's everyone from? Like, did anyone... maybe I'll do some impressions, like, to try and make you fucking laugh. They go to visit the Penguin, which is not the Batman villain, it's the nun.
Yeah.
The nun that Jake and Elwood, of course, were raised in an orphanage.
Yeah.
And the orphanage is on hard times.
Yeah. There's a shot of our good friend Jesus Christ, who we see hanging up on the thing. Cross.
He did. The thing. You're not allowed to call him your friend Jesus Christ if you don't even know the mode in which he was crucified.
The thing about this film is there's lots of shots where it looks pretty great. Like the way it's filmed, and you mentioned this was an expensive comedy.
Oh, they're $30 million.
It fucking looks it at times. Like the shot where they're going up the stairs, and I thought that in itself is a really nice shot, and it doesn't need to be a really nice shot, but they've just made it nice.
I guess it's the movie's thing to bear, Sam, isn't it? The orphanage needs $5,000 because tax, and you're not allowed to ask any more questions about that kind of thing.
Yeah, so that's the start. That's the plot device.
That's it.
That's what they need.
They need to
money
do
for the orphanage where they used to live,
and they can't steal it like you or I would. No. They have to get it legitimately. So the scary magic nun sends them on their way.
Yeah, before it hits them with sticks when they swear, and they keep swearing, and they keep getting hit with sticks. They're in the old school chairs. That's funny. They move forward in the school. They shuffle forward. I was still enjoying it, but I wasn't just laughing out loud.
No, I won't laugh though.
I'll save it.
Have you got a sore throat or something like? Or
and it's like. I do sometimes like gratuitous, slapstick, silly shit. Like the bit where John Belushi is in the school chair, kind of stuck in it and falling down the stairs. That is really funny. It's a very funny image of just a man just tumbling down the stairs in a chair.
Laughably funny.
Not laughably funny.
You're one of these fucking people. I've seen them right out there on the circuit, and you're up there, and there's some motherfucker smiling.
Yeah,
and going, you know what? You can help things And considerably.
Right, if we'd have been watching this in, a cinema, and it was packed, and it was full of enthusiastic people, and they're all laughing at the laughy bits, I would have joined in with the laughing.
But what, me laughing? What am I, a toxic fucking person over here? What is it? You know what, there were actually moments in this movie where I thought, I'll actually try laugh a little bit harder to see if you'll kind of feel a little bit more at ease. Like if we're at a swingers party and Sam's feeling uncomfortable, I'll take my pants off and say, look, we're all doing it, so you shouldn't feel so self-conscious about it. Yeah. We're all going to be okay.
Yeah.
Apparently not. So they go to Protestant mass because it's all singing and dancing and people are happy.
Why did they go to the Protestant mass, like church? Their dad kind of figured, well, not the dad, but like
he's the
old man of the orphanage.
Old man orphanage.
Old man orphanage. Strolling into town.
He's like the groundskeeper or the super for the building.
Because he's dressed like them, isn't he?
He is, and I think the idea is that they got their blues and their style.
He's the blues father.
He gave them their kind of their culture growing up, essentially.
Yeah. So they go to church.
Because he told them, you hear this preacher, you hear him speak, it'll change the way you think about things and inspire you and whatnot.
It's a Baptist church, isn't it?
It is. That's why there's all dancing, and they're dancing.
Yeah.
And they're doing cartwheels.
Yeah.
But mentally, I was doing cartwheels over their refusal to acknowledge the transubstantiation, the Blessed Virgin Mary, and the Eucharist.
Yeah.
But that's another podcast.
That's by the by, yeah.
That's just,
That's one that we have done.
Yeah, exactly. That one is already been done in the past.
Yeah.
So there's loads of, singing and dancing and twirls.
James Brown.
Yes, yeah. Now, I did know some of the singers here. James Brown.
Yeah.
He feels good. And I knew that I would. So good. So good. I got you.
Ba 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 ba. Yeah.
Isn't this thing double bolted? See, I actually know his lines from his appearance in The Simpsons more than his music, But
James Brown was there.
James Brown was there.
Singing, everyone starts dancing.
And you get Jake, who, gets caught up in the moment.
Gets the light on him.
It turns into a ghost from Return of the
Jedi. I'm glad you thought that as well. It looks exactly the same, doesn't
it? Yeah. And it looks like he's been digitally inserted in there. Like, Hayden Christensen's going to be beside him smiling and nodding.
Is that maybe on purpose? No.
There were actually one or two little mini references to some Star Warsy things, I believe.
There might be another Star Warsy thing coming up.
I think later on with Carrie there is something, but that would have been before Return of the Jedi. So probably what happened there, because it's 1980, this would have been filmed obviously 78, 79.
Right.
So what you probably had here was George Lucas watching this.
Copping some ideas.
I'll have that.
Yeah.
And because he rejects Hollywood, he rejects the niceties of Hollywood, such as not stealing cool blue lights.
Yeah.
Now, of course, all this is just typical Protestant malarkey, like all this dancing around,
blue
lights, message from God, he spoke to me, mission from God. Yeah, I mean, at most, it should be silence punctuated with gentle sobbing. And also, most importantly, an old man coughing into a cloth handkerchief.
Yep.
That kind of one. In that he knows that it's rude, but he's doing it into a cloth napkin. So what else can he do?
Yeah.
Other than die? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
So Jake gets all caught up in this, starts flipping around as well.
I love his flips.
Yeah.
That I love as well. I thought, okay, man, you wouldn't necessarily think doing a flip.
Doing a flip.
Now you're probably thinking, oh, they just CGI'd that. But of course, back in the golden era of the 1980s.
Oh, that was just a computer doing this.
This was special effects, But back in the old days,
John Belushi would have to do it.
He had to go, right, how much cocaine have you got? Because there's a lot of flips here. How many twirls?
Yeah.
How many lines? Let's see if these equate. I'll do 3 lines, I'll give you 3 twirls. Bam, bam, bam. Flip, flip, flip. Off we go.
3 lines. Sorry.
3 lines on. We might as well talk about his cocaine usage now.
Yeah.
Did you know about John Belushi's penchant for going wild on that cocaine choo-choo train?
I know that's how he died.
He died from doing a speedball.
Which is
cocaine and I believe
heroin?
Go up and go down.
Don't really know about drugs that much.
As Grandmaster Flash said, twice as sweet as sugar.
Yeah.
Twice as bitter as salt. flavor profiles all over the place. But if you get hooked, baby, it ain't nobody else's fault, so don't do it. So John Belushi standing here, obviously to the great powers of cocaine, because this movie was made on cocaine.
Right.
Not just him, by the way, because everyone always points at John Belushi, kind of going, oh, because he died of cocaine, he obviously was this one man on his own. I read about it a bit, and apparently on the filming of this movie, they set up their own little bar on set, the Blues Brothers bar. It was just for the cast and the crew. And the staff at the bar were essentially drug dealers or people who could get them whatever they wanted. Carrie Fisher says that one of the ways she got hooked on cocaine proper hard was during this time period.
Jesus.
And like the director would get special people literally just to hang around John Belushi and to stop him from using cocaine. Belushi at one point on the filming of this movie had a complete total breakdown when he said he wasn't doing any more cocaine. They came into his trailer and there was literally a mountain of cocaine there, and he started crying, saying how he thought he was going to die because of his addiction. There was a lot of cocaine going around here. One of the main reasons why this cost so much money, not just all the cars,
cocaine,
is, well, one, the cocaine, and two, they had to stop filming all the time because John Belushi, he kept disappearing. Like, he would wander off into all these different bars and, you know, speakeasies in Chicago, and people would just give him cocaine. Because remember I told you about him being America's Guest and all this stuff? Everyone wanted their fucking story of cocaine.
Him being wild.
Yeah, people would like slip stuff in his drinks and they would just give him stuff. And obviously if you're an addict and you've got a problem and you're trying to kick it, the set of the Blues Brothers being surrounded by the adoring public of Chicago giving you drugs
not great.
Probably not the best way to do it. Like, you know, that's why when you were getting off the Pepsi, you didn't go to the Pepsi factory, did you?
No.
Surrounded by the Cinema Swirl fan base.
Who would be slipping Pepsi into
everything. You think, oh, is this a Snapple? It's not. It's Pepsi. It's black and fizzy.
Yeah, you got me. The band.
They want to get the band back together. So getting the band back together, they reveal that they're of course in a big band, and the band was broken up while Jake was in prison. He didn't tell him that. He was, quote, bullshitting him just to kind of get him through.
Yeah.
You know?
Not lying, bullshitting.
Not lying, bullshitting. Different thing. If I go to prison, I expect you to kind of be like, yeah, all the podcasts are doing well. Loads of downloads. Yeah. You know? Bullshit me, please.
Yeah, okay.
Carte blanche to bullshit me on those situations. Elwood runs a red light. Uh-oh, it's the police.
So first of many police chases throughout the film.
They've got data, which means that they know that Elwood's not got his license. So they're going to go and arrest him. He runs off. Big car chase. They drive through Toys R Us.
Yeah.
And I was kind of... I didn't want to be the guy to turn around and be like, huh? Were you aware that I was disappointed in your...
No, I didn't. I didn't come on to you even noticing how I was reacting to the film at all.
Because this is a very fun sequence.
Well,
they drive through a Toys R Us and then into a shopping mall and all
just
around,
knock everything over.
And then there's
everything.
Cop cars are upside down, spinning around. They bend the laws of physics, Sam, for our entertainment.
It looks so expensive to just smash all this stuff up.
Is that legitimately what you were thinking the whole time? Oh, the cost.
It is a bit much. I know that's the joke, that it's like smash everything in there.
Like get to the point
reverse to then smash something else,
and get to the point where you'll be like, well, surely no more, and then they smash more and whatnot. I mean, have you ever wanted to drive through a shopping centre just smashing into things?
No. But I'm not Avril Lavigne, you know. I don't want to go and crash them all.
Yeah, and smash them all. Really, I mean, you know, crashing them all is entryway into smashing them all.
Yeah,
Lavigne only had a skateboard. If she had a car, this is what you would have seen here. Like, you know, just the Blues Brothers. La 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 la. Life's like this, you know.
If anyone wants to dub
on a mission from God, when you're out there in the car.
If anyone wants to dub complicated on top of the mall smashing scene from this film, that would be quite funny.
And ironically, much like Avril Lavigne's song, this scene is not complicated.
No, it's very simple.
It's just blowing shit up, driving around, smashy, smashy, smashy. It's fantastic. They exit via J.C. Penney, and we get our first shot of Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
So I said earlier when you said Sigourney Weaver, went, ooh, close.
I now see what you mean.
Cool sci-fi heroine, like, you know. She's got a zook.
Yeah, big old bazooka. That got a laugh. That got a legit laugh
That
from
was
me. Carrie Fisher pulling
enough.
out a fucking bazooka.
Big old zook.
Funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I like that she starts off with a bazooka and then she kind of scales down as we go
She
forward.
does a bit, doesn't she?
She
Yeah.
does. She leads with her. You don't go with your biggest gag straight away, Carrie. That's just, bad form. They go into their hotel for men only.
Yeah, that's a bit grotty, isn't it?
The Yorkie hotel, like, you know.
Not
Is it men only because it smells so bad? Is that it? Like?
Maybe. So Carrie Fisher shoots at them, they duck out of the way.
Yes, kind of.
And she knocks over the front of the hotel, but they still go in. Funny. That was funny.
What
I
is
like
funny
that.
about it is because they're walking around going...
Yeah, it's like that.
Instead of like the trumpets going referee, and yeah, she shoots, she misses, big boom, and then it goes back to love that as well.
Yeah, nice. That's a good song. I like that song. I don't know what song it is, but I like it.
I think you probably reckon because I know you're a Sopranos head.
Yeah, there's a bit where they mash that up with
I'll Be Watching You from David Bowie.
Yeah.
The room is shit.
Yep.
The sign hotel said that transients are welcome. Hey, you sleaze, that's my bed.
Yeah.
I like calling people sleaze.
Yeah.
Good. That is a very, like, I love how perfectly shit their little room is.
Yeah, and the train goes by so often you won't notice it. That's a good little line.
The bread for dinner as well.
Yeah, I like
That's a depressing dinner.
his obsession with just having
Carbohydrates,
toast.
like, yeah.
Dry toast that's quite a nice little obscure weird thing.
I went on a few dates with a girl once, and every single time we went anywhere, and it could just be that we met up for lunch once, we met up for like coffee once, but every single time they had like dry toast.
Right.
I was kind of like, that's a weird thing, like, kind of, do I make you physically ill? Like an uneasy stomach, dry toast, like, you know, that or scrambled eggs, like, if you're having both of those and you're meeting me only, I'm a bit suspect, you know? What's the most miserable dinner you've ever had?
Miserable dinner I've ever had.
The most miserable dinner you've ever had? Because slice of toast here, that's pretty miserable.
Yeah, I think most of the miserable meals I've had are bread based.
Okay.
It's usually a case of bread plus whatever is in the fridge.
And what's been the saddest whatever is in the fridge?
I think, like, have you ever had like just a tomato ketchup sandwich?
You used to have mustard sandwiches back in the day. Yeah.
Just when it's just like a fucking condiment and that's it.
And you've had that for a dinner?
Well, not for... Well, like for... kind of, yeah.
No, there's a difference here now.
All right.
Right, we're not playing, what's the saddest thing when it's like 3 p.m. and someone's not made your dinner yet?
No,
and you're
like this is...
I just need a snack. I'm talking about hard living, nothing to eat proper and eat a miserable, depressing meal. So it can't be a snack.
Right.
So unless you've had a tomato ketchup sandwich as your actual dinner...
Well, it's been like the only thing I've eaten in an evening.
Okay, well that counts. It's your main meal.
Yeah.
That's pretty miserable.
Yeah.
Is that the most miserable, would you say?
I think so. I don't think it gets much bleak. I don't know.
I had 3 packets of peanuts once.
Oh, well, now. You can,
I mixed them up as well. There were different types of peanuts. You know, Nobby's nuts they were, so they were...
Oh, that's not a sad meal. That's a great meal.
How is it a great meal? Is the fucking guy from that band is the one who pushes those
Slade.
nuts? Is it? It's Nobby from Slade.
It's Noddy. Noddy Holder from Slade promotes Nobby's nuts.
And you're probably thinking, my name sounds similar enough.
That's literally it. That's the advert. Yeah. It's Christmas.
Wow, I've spent my entire adult life thinking his name was Nobby.
No, Noddy. Noddy Holder.
Hell.
Yeah.
Wow. So you don't think there's anything more depressing that you've had?
Don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
One time I had black pudding and I thought, black pudding would make a good substitute for mince in the spaghetti bolognese. It didn't.
Oh.
It was terrible.
It
was the worst.
That doesn't sound good.
Terrible. And that's almost worse because I made it.
Yeah. I didn't put some solid effort in.
Yeah, I was like, I wasted time and energy and money. Depressing meal. Still, though, I think he might have been paid with ketchup sandwich. The cops come to bust Elwood, but Carrie Fisher destroys the building with a giant bomb.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, the money they've got in this, their big fancy explosions
everywhere.
like back-to-back explosions.
John Candy's one of the police blokes.
Have you seen him in many things?
I've seen him in Brewster's Millions, which I watched recently.
Brewster's Millions?
Brewster's Millions.
You watched that?
Yeah.
We could have swirled Brewster's Millions.
I know, I'm sorry. It was on telly.
You've not watched Uncle Buck, I've heard?
No, I haven't watched Uncle Buck.
Well, then that might be a candy swirl, okay?
Ooh, I could go for a candy swirl right now.
A candy swirl. That sounds amazing.
Yes, please.
Elwood quits his job in like a scene that could best be described as being non-necessary.
Yeah, and we see him without his sunglasses. We see him with just the regular glasses.
See his kind eyes on
it's a nice boy.
Those are eyes that believe in crystal skulls right there. I'll never get over that. Every time you watch this movie, just remember Dan Aykroyd is mad as a
He seems
bag
quite
of
cool in
extension
this,
cables,
though.
like.
He seems like a cool dude in this.
Cool dude, hanging out, having some crystal skull
Crystal
vodka,
Skull guy.
you know?
Yeah.
Just talking about the world. So they want to get the band back together, and the majority of them are in a sad band called Murph and the Magitones, who are playing at the Holiday Inn.
Yeah, I'm just going to point out the funny lines that I've noted down from here, just to defend myself and be like, I did find some of it funny. It was funny at times. But they go to one of their old bandmates' houses where they used to stay, and they're always like, are you guys the police? And like, no man, we're musicians.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
It's quite, movie is quite quotable.
Quotable.
You love Jake and Elwood on a t-shirt with a line like that. The exact line is probably a t-shirt.
Yeah.
No man, we're musicians.
Yeah, nice.
Nice. Not funny though.
Nice. Yeah, the Magic Tones, I'm sure there is they go through the names of the people.
Yeah.
And there's like Bobby Doobop or something. And then there's like Willie Too Big Hall, which I'm sure is just like a big dick joke. Like that's it.
Willie Too Big. Well, I mean,
I really hope I haven't misheard that. But I think there is just like Willie Too Big.
I thought Willie Too Big Hall.
Oh.
Like...
The hall is too
back
big.
home in Clonmellon, they had two village halls,
right?
Which more than it doesn't even need one hall.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a reference to that.
So the whole, yeah, maybe.
Because I typically find in America they don't call penises willies as much. That's more around this neck of the world.
Right.
Cock. That's what they would call it.
Yeah. Well, if his first name was Cock, then maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have worked. Right. Yeah. So the other bandmates have all got posh jobs now.
Yeah, Mr. Fabulous is a Maitre D.
Mr. Fabulous. What great. That's a wrestler's name, not a fucking horn player's name. So yeah, Mr. Fabulous is a head waiter in a posh, fancy restaurant. Excuse me, these gentlemen coming in here are not club members. They're very upset, the clientele.
Pee Wee Herman's there as a waiter. Now, right.
Good spot.
Yeah. So the ones in, what was it, Magic Herb and the Herbie Jerbies. What's the band? The Magic Tones.
Murph and the Magic Tones.
Murph and the Magic Tones. They're all pretty, like, on board quite quickly.
Yeah, pretty much.
It doesn't take much convincing to be like, hey, well, let's get the band back.
I think the reason is that most of Murph and the Magic Tones, I'm assuming they're proper sheet musicians.
Yeah.
Hence the bad acting, hence the like, can you,
okay.
All of you. The one with the pipe, just get a shot of him. Don't speak, you ruin it.
Now, in a film where there's like explosions and shit flying everywhere, the scene in the restaurant with Shea Paul's restaurant with Mr. Fabulous and Pee Wee Herman as a waiter and the posh family being all snobby. I thought, right, there's going to be some proper food fight level carnage here.
It's going to get in a car and start driving around. Run over the wealthy dowagers.
This is going to go full on mental. And it just didn't. It was just like Jake being a bit rude, and then Mr. Fabulous is like, alright, I'll be in your band because I don't want you to come and disturb everyone.
Because Mr. Fabulous can't stand these fussy poshos.
Yeah.
Not being able to handle real people like Jake and Elwood because they're eating all the shrimp.
But my expectations were confounded there. I expected some real carnage and I didn't really get any.
Well, he did try to buy some children.
That's not...
Emotional carnage.
He didn't throw a squid about or anything, did he? Like in that Travis music video that I just remembering.
So they threaten to eat all their meals here if he doesn't rejoin the band.
So he rejoins.
And he's an idiot because he doesn't realise they can't even afford it. Yeah. Fucking dumb idiot. They've got no money, mate. Yeah? So it looks... We cut to a scene where there's loads of people waving around swastikas. Look, Sam, it's the alt-right. I wonder if it's ethical for us to punch these people or not. I wonder if it's ethical
to push alt-right people into water.
You know what I think is mad now? Is that this there would actually be argument over this scene if this was in a movie now. If you just had like
Probably.
people go, well, it's actually not. It is though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Nazis. Drive them off the bridge.
But they're like full on shoot Nazis. They've got the like swastikas and things.
Yeah,
They're not the secret Nazis that you get now.
yeah. I mean, swastika is the original meme, really, isn't it? Like,
The original Pepe.
Yeah, exactly. Symbol that was enjoyed by a group of people,
Wait a
appropriated
minute.
by a bunch of wankers. Oh no, we're the original Hindu people who enjoyed the swastika for its original meaning of peace and unity. Oh no, now a bunch of pricks have taken it away from us. Oh hey, we're a bunch of people who like Pepe the Frog. Tough shit, you can't have that anymore. Oh hey, we're Wendy's. We thought we did a funny tweet. Oh no, we're spreading Nazi propaganda. I bet that happened at some point back in the day. Like, someone is like kind of, hey, check out the Hindu symbol here. Like,
Oh no!
what? But there's all these memes. Oh no!
Oh, it's nice to see a time before memes depicted in film. It's nice to remember that there were Nazis pre-meme.
Yeah, just regular
Nazis just hanging out being Nazis. I think they're just like, oh, we hate you, we hate everyone.
we love being white.
Yeah, they're all just standing there, just like, oh, being white is the best.
They all get driven off a bridge, and I'm sure we won't see these characters ever again.
No.
They drive around town and they head into a restaurant where they have got more bandmates are working behind the kitchen. And Jake asks for 4 chickens and a Coke.
Yeah.
And Elwood wants some more of that dry toast.
Yeah. The 4 chickens thing is funny because the lady is like, do you want chicken wings or what do you want? Like, no.
No, Sam, can you tell the good people at home what steps they have to do so they don't accidentally transcend the comedy ladder to your kind of next higher state of being, where you can, you can't laugh anymore. You stare at your clipboard going, now that is funny, that is funny, and that is funny. That's nice. That's a nice joke. No, I won't laugh. But,
we have to take a comedy course at Comedy University and really, delve into the depths of what is humour and what are funny things. And it's not all laughing and joking.
Comedy's not a laughing matter.
Comedy's very serious, right? You got to take it seriously. So when a joke comes up, you got to not laugh at the joke. You got to think about why the joke is funny and determine whether it is. And state that for the record.
I couldn't imagine here now. I mean, I'm watching Jake and Elwood, and they've got their food. They have the 4 chickens.
Yeah.
They got the dry toast. Now that's all very well and good.
Yeah.
But imagine, if you will, the shit.
Yeah, from 4 chickens.
Who do you think's got worse, Jake or Elwood? Jake, all that chicken.
Jake,
nothing but
just
protein.
sheer quantity.
He's going to get bunged up.
Yeah.
Elwood's going to feel bloated. I think Elwood's going to feel worse. Before the digestive process, he's going to feel bloated. But I don't know. Elwood, he's going to be constipated.
Yeah.
I mean, good thing there's no toilet in that hotel that they're in, because otherwise they'd be making the place a whole mess. Also, as well, in light of recent scientific evidence, the dry toast increasing the risk of cancer.
Oh yeah. Isn't it like burnt toast, or is it just any toast?
More cooked it is.
More cooked toast.
Well, if it's dry toast,
yeah,
I'm assuming it means it's been cooked to the point where the moist.
Well, no, you can have like nicely cooked toast, but not put any butter on it.
No, one of these boys is getting cancer. All right, that's the way it is. Okay,
right.
So the waitress, played by Aretha Franklin, starts having an argument with the kitchen boys.
Yes,
and the kitchen boy goes, "Oh, shut up, woman!" And then they start singing.
Yeah, they're a nice singing song.
It's good.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's good they started singing before it got awkward.
Yeah. Freedom. Freedom. Freedom.
And I'm sure, that's all well and good and appropriate. I wish all domestic disputes were this catchy.
There's the whole thing where Aretha Franklin is saying, you better think about what you're doing.
She had this big song, better think about what you're doing to me, better, consider the consequence to your actions. And all her friends like, you better.
And he's just like, nah, I'm off.
Yeah, I won't though.
Oh, alright. Which I guess is that's the joke in it, that after all that song and dance, nothing changes. Is it?
Yeah, I guess. Me and all my fun uncles going, way, lads. I don't know. The song has little to no effect, regardless. A waste of time and energy.
The Blues Brothers do join in the little dancing.
They come in for a little bit, a little dance.
Yeah.
John Belushi's quite the dancer, isn't he?
Yeah.
He can move that frame.
They do look good doing their dancing. They're, quite good at it.
Love their dancing.
I like it.
Carrie Fisher does her nails and consults a flamethrower manual.
Now, the name of her beauty salon place is funny.
What is it?
You know what it was?
I didn't. I was writing down flamethrower, so.
Curl Up and Die. That's a nice little goof, hidden goof for funny.
So have you added that
humour experts at home?
Have you inputted that value into the big Excel comedy spreadsheet for tonight's movie?
And I can conclude funny.
All I will say is the bar chart's looking very good. all I can say is the line of best fit has got a positive correlation with number of laughs.
Once I've compiled all the data, I will then laugh.
I'm not going to laugh without rigorous data to back it up.
I've got to know that what I'm laughing at is funny.
Yeah, obviously, of course, Ray Charles sells the boys some instruments. And I knew it was Ray Charles because they just kept making jokes about him being blind.
Yeah.
Someone tried to steal from him.
Shoots a thief.
Yeah, don't.
But he can't see. He's doing it with his sonar.
I bet if he could see, he would have murdered that child.
Yeah. And we get another famous person doing a song and dance number, which is nice. Yeah.
It says you should do all different songs and dances. I really feel like me being so unmusical, I can't really do these songs justice. So I wrote down, he does a big song, it's brill.
Yeah.
And one of the dances he says to them to do is to do the mashed potato.
Yep.
I like that one.
He goes through some actual words for doing dances and then just starts making stuff up. It's nice. That's
do the oogity boogity woo.
Yeah. Do the wiggity woggity wah.
Jake tries to get the gang a gig, and they go out driving, even though they've not got a gig, and arrive upon Bob's Country Bunker, where they do both kinds of music, country and western.
Carrie blows up a phone booth at one point, with the flamethrower. She blows up a phone booth with the flamethrower. They're in a phone booth, ringing the gig man, I think.
They're trying to get in touch with their old agent to get
and
gigs.
Carrie blows up the phone booth with the flamethrower.
Women.
And he goes all up in the sky and then falls down and they get out.
And they're oblivious to her presence here, you say. Do you know that Carrie Fisher and Dan Aykroyd were going out at this point in time?
Yeah, okay.
Apparently. So.
They were an item.
They were an item.
Yeah. Sorry, Bob's Country Bunker.
So they go to Bob's Country Bunker where they play...
all the kinds of music.
All kinds. Both kinds even. Country and western. And then for a moment they become the Blues Brothers as they try to sing some cool blues music, but these country hokey pokies don't know what it's all about.
Bunch of bumpkins. That's why they've got chicken wire in front of the stage. Is that an actual thing that happens sometimes?
Well, if you remember the Limp Bizkit song, My Generation, they also perform behind chicken wire. So, Limp Bizkit, the Blues Brothers.
Same thing.
Just keep rolling.
Yeah.
Rawhide, which is what they sing here, the theme from Rawhide.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be the good old boys who are performing tonight. And again, another funny line. Dan Aykroyd saying hi with the good old Blues Brothers boys band.
So, Rawhide, had you heard it before then?
I think so. I must have heard it somewhere.
Where?
I don't know.
I used to do this in the old karaoke back in the old days.
I seem to remember that. I think we've been to a karaoke thing and you did Rawhide.
So. Me and Sam, in our earlier part of our relationship, used to hit the karaoke bars.
Yeah.
But that possibly could be it.
Yeah.
Unless have you seen Rawhide, the TV show?
No, I've not seen Rawhide, but I think the theme has come up in other places because it's a good theme. It's a good theme.
It is nice. It's a classic theme. Then the real good old boys arrive.
Oh, no.
And, so they're upset too.
Yeah.
And the cops from earlier chase and smash into them. Yeah. So basically what you got is it's building to a head. There's all these different people, and they all want to get them blues boys.
Yeah, so there's Bob of Bob's Country Bunker. He's crossed that they haven't given him the money for the beer because they thought the beer was on the house and it wasn't on the house. So there's him. There's the good old
bands.
There's the good old boys who are crossed because they didn't get to do a gig.
Yeah, and they stole their gig, didn't they?
Stole the gig.
And also he was uppity to him as well.
Yeah, so that's enough to want to kill them.
Absolutely, because they've got cowboy hats. They're quick to anger.
And the police, because they went too fast and then drove away.
And the policeman said
went through a red light.
Going to get him. The last thing that he does, he's going to kill him.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to do.
So and the Nazis as well, they fell in the water, so they're they'll come up eventually.
It ain't easy being a blues brother, is it?
No, you've made a lot of enemies in a not very long period of time.
You know, you've made a lot of enemies, and you've also made Sam not laugh. You know, it's a very tough existence being a blue brother. So the Blues Bros meet their agent in a sauna, and he's going to give them a big gig. And the big gig is so that they can get their $5,000.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're not going to sell it out because it's so big. And they're like, we'll show you because we've got hashtag a street team. And they're going to hit them streets.
And we pull back and reveal, and we see that the band are in there as well. That's a nice little neat visual.
Yeah, they're all there in all their towels with their instruments, all that, and they're wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
It's very funny. So yeah, they you know, just goes to show, if you've got a gig, even if no one knows who you are,
Children.
even if it's really far away, all you need is a flyer and to ask people to go there.
And then they'll get there. That's what we learned in Edinburgh.
Easy. Easy. So easy.
You can get people into a room easy. Sell it out. Just tell them how great it's going to be.
Just lie.
Say that we've been gone for 3 years, and then they'll come.
You didn't like doing that, did you?
Didn't like giving flyers to people.
I was pretty alright at it.
You were good at it. You're a confident man.
I could talk him in the room, couldn't I?
Yeah.
I'd say, come to the comedy show. There'd be all jokes, and they went.
Yeah. Whereas I'd be like,
he's the Edinburgh Comedy Festival, honey.
Excuse me. Oh, okay, yeah.
I've written down some funny things that I've observed. That I've got a form for you. Don't have to laugh at the gig. You can just tick the laughs that you would have done if you cared enough to, you know. So they're out there, they're advertising, they're hitting the streets, they're driving around, they got the loudspeaker. Come see the fabulous Blues Brothers tonight, one night only. Drawing graffiti and all that. You on the motorcycle, go see the Blues Brothers. Yeah, I love that. I adore it.
Elwood flirts with an English lady at a gas station.
That was a real, I'm going to say I never like to be the person to go in like in a movie and afterwards be like, that scene was pointless. But when you are on the 2-hour 28-minute mark,
so there's the one where he quits his job, be it pointless.
It was just kind of like, it was so dry, you know.
And this one was like setting up a thing that there's literally no resolution of it.
Dan Aykroyd waking up with his face covered in cocaine. There should be a scene where I get a hot chick to go and meet me at the motel.
And the lady is English.
Yeah. And someone tried to stop them, but they were all on cocaine. Yeah. So
because they've run out of gas and they go to the gas station. And the gas station has run out of gas, so they wait for the gas man. Not the gas man, but the gasoline man.
Oh, it's great gas, the whole thing. It's great gas, lad. It's unbelievable.
And flirts with the lady. And then arranges to meet her.
And then later on, you see her.
You see her.
And she's like, oh.
I waited here.
And you're meant to be like, ha! Blues Brothers are irresistible.
Elwood is very charming.
He is a very charming man.
Yeah.
With his hat, you know.
The gas station fucking explodes.
As well. You gotta
Of course it does. Of course it does.
Were you expecting the gas station to explode?
There's gas everywhere, mate. Of course it's going to go boom.
It's going to go kaboom, indeed. All the bad guys find out about the gig.
Yeah.
And the boys are late to the gig, so they have to sneak in.
The musicians are all there.
Including the guy, their father figure.
Yeah.
Who goes out and he buys time by singing Minnie the Moocher.
I fucking love that the audience, to show that they're impatient, don't just be like, what the fuck's going on? They're like, we want the show. We want the show. We want the show.
Now, I've been at some gigs where it's gone a little bit roundy.
Yeah.
You know, people have never gone to the point where they're chanting, we want the show. We want the show. And tell me the time I saw Oasis and people were getting...
We want the show.
I saw Oasis at Slane Castle when I was like a wee little kid and people were getting crushed up the front and Oasis were like, can we calm it down a bit please folks? People are getting crushed up the front.
Fuck off.
And everyone started throwing stones at them. We want the show! Not a bunch of political correct fucking bollocks Protestants coming over telling us not to crush people. Maybe we want to be crushed, you bollocks. Fucking throwing stones at you.
So we get Minnie the Moocher. Get a nice blast of Minnie the Moocher.
Did you know of this song?
Heidi, 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 Heidi.
Heidi, 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 Heidi.
Diddy, bidoo, bidoo.
Hoody, 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 ho.
Yeah, I think I remember that from assembly at school. Honestly, there would be...
The principal comes out.
I am not shitting you. That we would literally listen to that song and sing the call and response bit.
Are you fucking shitting me?
That has happened at least twice.
Where did you go to school? Fame? Fuck, seriously.
I went to fun school, mate. They didn't sing all the stuff about how Minnie was a moocher. It was just the Heidi, 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 Hi.
Oh, okay, it didn't come out.
It's just the fun, like, it's just the nice bit.
So it wasn't. He didn't come out and be like, there's a serious topic we discuss.
We didn't learn about a bloke named Smokey.
There's been some mooching going on, and I know like the sixth formers are worried, and the GCSEs are coming up, okay? And I know that they're being a moocher, you're being a real hoochie poochie moochie, as he says at one point.
Yeah.
Nothing of the sort.
No. I think it just skips straight to the Heidi, 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 Hi bit.
Even still, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And, we sung that, Yellow Submarine, and a fucking blast.
We had to... This is right, fucking school I had to fucking put up with. We were in the rugby, and we used to sing the rugby songs, and we thought, wouldn't it be fun if we could do a practice of all the rugby songs so the younger years could find out about them. So we were given permission to let all the students come into the assembly hall, and they'd all lead them in all. Hear the songs, boys, Hear all the songs.
The rugby songs.
The rugby songs. Like, abide with me, fast falls the eventide. It's a fucking hymn, right?
Yeah.
We had a hymn. That was our song. That was our footy song, if our equivalent. We didn't have no 3 lines. We had fucking abide with me. The line, the darkness deepens, Lord with me abide, did not strike fear into the hearts of our opponents. And as we were trying to sing it, get everyone, now and then the principal would just walk in and just wave his finger if we were getting too rowdy.
Yeah.
No, take it down a level, it's a hymn.
Yeah.
Do you know the fucking Gonzaga pricks we faced? Do you know they had the Baywatch theme?
That's cool.
They'll be ready.
Yeah.
We fucking talking about God and breasts.
Well,
you had Minnie the Moocher.
And they go, Heidi, you just gonna find with me.
Talking about the fucking... Yes, okay, I made a big deal about the Eucharist. It doesn't have to penetrate every facet of my being.
So there's some booby trapping going on here.
I like particularly when he's the booby trappy brothers are spraying down some glue, and then he turns and goes, "This is glue."
Strong stuff.
I love it. It's strong stuff. This glue. It's an adhesive.
But they finally make it to the big gig. They get in, and it goes amazingly well.
Yeah, I wrote down here. Are you ready for
without a fucking hitch?
You ready for the recap here, folks?
Sure.
They do all the big songs and dances.
Yep.
All of them.
All of them.
The crowd love it.
Both of them.
Oh.
Both of the 2 songs.
Just fantastic.
I wasn't sure how long that bit was going to go on for. Because when they did like 2 songs in a row, I was like, are we just getting a full gig?
Stop making sense.
Yeah.
Kind of like, did you think this is the end of the movie? Like,
I mean, no, because like... there's all the people wanting to kill him.
And I thought...
It's got to pay off somehow.
When I first saw the movie, I thought this is going to end...
But they'd be so impressed.
Yes!
And be like, oh... those Blues Brothers are all right, and then they all give money to the orphanage, and everything's okay.
The Nazis are all sitting there listening to their Adolf Hitler records. They're like, "Why don't you try this?" Heidi, 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 Heidi. Whoa! Of course, the fascists, rose to power in the 40s with catchy numbers like that. Hitler would
call
come
and response.
Heidi, 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 Heidi. They get offered a contract and money. That's convenient.
Here's a fucking $10,000 advance on your recording contract. There you go.
Bye.
Give it to the band. That's Deus Ex Machina shit happening. That's a bag of fucking plot resolution.
That's convenient that they put it in a bag.
But it's a comedy. It's comedy. It's comedy. I forget that it's comedy and silly stuff happens. It's comedy.
You're allowed to do that.
It's comedy. It's
rules
fun.
of comedy.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher with an assault rifle. She's Jake's ex, who he no-showed the wedding to. And
that
she's like,
explains it.
You're a slug and I'm going to kill you. And then he takes off the glasses.
And he's so handsy.
Kind eyes.
Yeah. I'm
much the same if I see kind eyes.
Yeah.
That's it, like, you know.
He does look like a nice little lovable rascal, doesn't he?
Isn't he?
Yeah.
That's just John Belushi's life, isn't it? Like, it's kind of,
oh, he's alright.
You think, this motherfucker, he take off the glasses and he's
basically just a puppy, isn't he? Just like making a mess, but you go, he's so cute, though.
It's like the Andrex puppy, but instead of pulling down rolls of toilet paper,
blowing up gas stations and doing cocaine.
Cocaine, like, it's still white and fluffy and it makes the animal quite excited, but in a different manner, obviously, of course. Too many cops in the parking lot.
Also, that's the end of the Carrie story. Like, she kisses him, he drops her, they go away. That's it.
I think she shoots at him again.
That's
bad.
Pew, pew.
Everyone likes this line, which is 106 miles to Chicago. We have a full tank of gas.
Half a pack of cigarettes.
Half a tank of cigarettes.
It's dark.
It's dark. And we're wearing sunglasses. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Classic
blues.
Classic Blues Brothers moment right there.
Yeah.
I wrote down here just to describe what happens. A big car chase times 8 million.
Yeah.
Were you shocked by the number of cars?
The sheer scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you put in cheats on Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
They just send the fucking army after you after a while.
They should have
It's
slowed
unlimited.
the movie's processing speed down. They should start chugging around this point.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, there's something cathartic about watching like cars, piles of cars.
But those are like so the cars all smashing together and falling down hills.
Love
and stuff.
that.
That's real cars, isn't it? That's just actual carnage.
Yeah,
yeah.
I could watch that all fucking day. I could watch
Yeah.
an hour of that.
Of just cars crashing and falling over.
When Donald Trump was going, this American carnage, that was what I was seeing
Yeah.
in my mind, was all these cars.
Carmageddon. Yeah.
Like, I think there's a part of me, and maybe it's just like the small kid part of me that's never going to grow up. That's just like, you know, if you gave me a bunch of cars, law of averages when I was playing as a kid. After
Oh, you just smash them up.
You know, same with the Star Wars. After it's only a matter of time before that Millennium Falcon comes head first and everything. Like, this just feels like a child has gotten to direct this.
Yeah.
And got all of the cars and then more cars. And then horses and boats and Nazis and more cars and Flight of the Valkyries pays.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan comes in.
I love as well when they're chased by the Nazis who are in station wagons, which is the most Nazi car of all. And they reverse and just
Big
backflip.
massive flip. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing with this film is, again, it's a comedy. But it switches between quite realistic and then, like, full-on slapstick silliness, like Airplane and shit like that. Like, really, like...
Because it's not
It's not like that the whole way through.
Not because you see Naked Gun or Police Squad.
Yeah, bits... Like, you've shown me some of Police Squad.
Yeah, like where it's just kind of, here's the world that has this absurd kind of...
But this, like, dips into that occasionally.
Yeah.
Like, the bit where the Nazis drive off the bridge, it's just absurd how far
they
up
fall through
there.
like a vortex of infinite space. I mean, the first time I saw this movie, this part here where the Nazi's car keeps falling, that's when I kind of like, I got it, if you know what I mean, where I was kind of like, okay, I see this movie is, because earlier I was like, this is silly, this is ridiculous, and then, but I guess more to your point now, I guess it's very jarring when you have these two different types of comedy, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's like, it's sometimes like realistic carnage and silliness, and other times it's like self-aware silliness, but it's not consistently one or the other. Which it's fine because it's comedy and it's not real and you can do what you want.
The half laugh came when the Nazi car fell through. You went
yeah, when it fell through the road.
Kind of start like trying to start up like a.
I mean, that's what you wanted. That noise.
I wanted that. The full
that
Sam Chaplin lawnmower noise. Didn't get it though.
You want a plate full of hot bees. That kind of laughter.
They arrive, the car dies, they've got 6 stars on Grand Theft Auto, everyone's coming to get them, millions of cops and army.
They're going to the tax man to give the tax.
I love the big chase through fucking Chicago City and they're driving 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Again, very good
Back in
directing
5
here.
minutes sign when they finally arrive.
There's some great shots that for a comedy you wouldn't expect.
Like when it's the first person view of the car.
Yeah, the tunnel thing. Lovely. It looks great at times. This film looks really good.
I think it's one of the reasons why this movie was so successful is the fact that for the first time you really have like a cinematic comedy in that sense, where it's like a really silly, goofy thing where you've got like big budget action sequences, which in fairness, anytime in a comedy, usually when something like this happens, it's like, you know, the set falls over and, and people like hit with pies or whatever. Not like fucking masses of cars, 120 miles down Chicago City, driving through the square.
Well, that's the thing. They kind of want to have their cake and eat it a bit. Is they want to have the big budget, like Hollywood shit happening, but they also want to do a bit of like, the custard pie, the set's fallen over, this is low budget, and they do. It's the both.
This is what happens when you give SNL writers $30 million. I guess
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Jesus,
it's a lot
back
of,
then.
Even I think as far as I know,
even now that's
For a comedy,
yeah.
it would be ridiculous. And I mean, I think, as far as I recall, it held the Guinness World Book Records. I don't know if it still has it, but for many years, for most number of cars destroyed in a movie. Like,
did this movie do well?
Yes,
yeah,
it did.
Like really well.
Yeah, it did. It got like 3 times its budget back, I think, in the end. So it was a commercial success, but it was one of those ones which, like, it did well, but it was only in years after where it became like a real cult classic and kind of it went beyond that. So they finally give the check, they get arrested, and then they go to prison to end us off doing a prison song. Yeah. Everybody is in prison. Someone in prison. What did you think of the Blues Brothers?
It's alright. It was alright.
Fucking hell!
It was fucking alright.
Fucking alright.
It was alright.
What were your main... So,
it didn't blow my mind. It was alright.
Do you think it was put on too much of a pedestal for you? Because, I mean, I know before we've watched, like, Ghostbusters and Back to the Future, and you're kind of like, well, it wasn't that funny. I mean, it might have enough laughs for you.
Yeah.
But this one, you've described how all these things you thought were funny, but it just didn't hook you. What was it?
I don't know. It did really, like... It's the Blues Brothers, and people really give a shit about that, and they dress up as it for fucking Halloween and shit, and they like the costumes. And I get that, as well as being funny, there is a bit of it where it is unironically kind of cool.
Yeah,
like Jake and Elwood are kind of cool characters.
Yeah, 2 dudes drive around in an old cop car going down.
In fact, they're not. Neither of them are really stupid.
No,
there's no silly one and straight man. That dynamic.
They're both kind of like cool guys who do some wacky
the straight
stuff,
man
like,
who do wacky things.
Yeah.
Like, the characters themselves aren't that funny.
Do you think that you watched this one too late? Do you think you watched this when you were like 16, 15?
Maybe,
younger,
yeah.
More like,
I think maybe some of the stuff that happens in this film has been done since, and I've just had that. I don't know. Like,
I'll be honest, when I was watching this with you, it was one of those times where it was a movie which I was kind of in my head, I'm like, I love this movie.
Yeah.
But when I was watching it, and I was aware quite early on that you weren't laughing, I was kind of going, well, what are the bits coming up that you know are going to be, big and laughs? And every bit I could think of was something that I knew you weren't going to find funny. And kind of at the end of it, I was kind of going, surely there was more to the movie than this.
Yeah.
And that's not knocking the movie, it's just kind of like, I felt that it had more appeal than that. I mean, watching this movie now, I can see why, like, my mother and loads of people didn't enjoy the movie, because if you don't like smashing,
I think that might be the thing. That, like, I'm not sure I even know what sort of movie it is, because it's not just comedy, is it? It's they're really trying to tell, like, a story. They're not just doing jokes.
How about that music, though?
Good music.
Yeah, the music's fucking fabulous.
The music's great. Music's great. There's some genuinely good song and dance numbers.
I think a lot of people love it.
Big stars.
The movie is just kind of a vehicle for you to see all this amazing music. And I know, obviously, we had our little chat before we went off and swirled, but for a lot of people...
You denounced music.
I so speak no more of it. But I mean, if you're someone who's a blues fan, or a jazz fan, then this is like, you got fucking...
escapism, fun.
Yeah, absolutely. You get to see all your faves in there singing songs, interacting, being funny, big cool dance numbers. But not your cup of tea.
No. I want it to be. I like watching it. It's like me with there's certain things that people get and they love, and I just don't like them. The main example I think of is the Smiths, the band The Smiths. People I like love the Smiths. You like the Smiths?
I do.
Right? Yeah.
Well, what of that, mate? I don't know. What do you mean?
Oh, music's gone.
Yeah.
But
I like Salford, the place. I know of that. That's all I know anymore.
And I listen to it and I think, like, there's nothing that gets me here. And I want there to be. I was like, watching this film, I wasn't deliberately being like, this is shit.
I know there have been movies where I felt that, and honestly,
Lord of the Rings, I was like, fuck this, I don't want to watch it.
Wow, look at that, folks. That'd be Sam admitting to not giving Lord of the Rings a chance there. Maybe bear that in mind in the future.
No, but I went into that thing, like, with a preconceived, like, I'm not going to like this.
Yeah.
This, I thought, I want to like it, because it's a cool movie, and it's the Blues Brothers. But I just didn't... It wasn't funny enough. And the things that weren't funny, like the serious, like, story or the car chases or the whatever, wasn't enough either.
Yeah.
There wasn't just enough to, like... It didn't fill me up.
Wow.
Like a nice meal.
You're left wanting at the end of this movie.
It's like I've eaten, like, just a packet of sweets.
Oh, dear you,
but I've not had a full dinner.
So how many Star Wars would you give the Blues Brothers?
I'm very worried about people hating this.
Doesn't matter. You've already lost them. We lost them earlier, like when we said, like
They've turned off.
They've turned off, like
like 2.
Oof.
Oh god.
The Blues Brothers, more like the 2 stars, brother.
2 star wipes for Blues Brothers.
You heard it here first.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Cinema Swirl. This episode was produced by Kevin, and the music and editing was by me, Sam. As always, you can follow us on Twitter over at CinemaSwirl, or join us on Facebook at facebook.com/CinemaSwirl. If you have any questions, queries, comments, or stories, send them on over to cinemaswirl@gmail.com. That's cinemaswirl@gmail.com. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to us over on iTunes or whichever podcast thing you use. And if you like the show, leave a review. Anyway, we'll see you next time on Cinema Swirl.
We're going to dip into the mailbag now.
Cool.
Theme song.
Yep.
Say it. Theme song. Play it.
Play it in. Yeah.
Put it in there.
Yep.
Sam, have the boy put in theme song there.
The voice.
The boy. Have the boy put the theme song there.
You put the theme song in.
You know what day it is today? Why, yes, it's the day that Cinema Swirl released the long-awaited Blues Brothers episode. Now back to work, boy. We're just characters in a Elizabethan tragedy, that's all we are. And also, an old man coughing. I had to say that again. And also... it's relatable if you're a Catholic, isn't it? And also, most important...
You've got to get this. Come on. Like that.